Hey everybody, I wanted to come on really quick. That's a habit I need to stop, all of the smacking. I'm funny to myself. I just wanted to come on because I wanted to remind everybody how important it is to keep your stress level low. Your stress is so very connected to illnesses, to things that go wrong in your body, to your mitochondrial health, to your gut health, to your brain health. Stress impacts your heart. It impacts everything. I was 24 years ago, I survived 9/11. And when I say I survived 9/11, I mean, I literally, with my roommate, Doris, you know where you are, and I saw your post today. With my roommate, Doris, we survived 9/11. We were about 2 blocks away. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I just feel like people are stressing about stuff that just does not matter. And the honest truth is that don't sweat the small stuff, because it's all small stuff. And on the day of 9/11, when I awakened and my roommate and I were 2 blocks away and we saw the hole gaping in one of the towers and we saw smoke just billowing out of that hole, it was really scary. And not only was that moment scary, but everything that followed from that moment was horrifying. We didn't know if we were going to survive the day. And as a matter of fact, by the end of the day, we wound up in a military shelter where they had run out of basics like water. They had run out of water after spending hours in a basement of a building where the first tower had already fallen. And the story is so long. I'm willing to tell it to anyone who cares to listen. But I will remember always, every single second of that day. I will remember watching TV as we tried to figure out how did that hole get in that first tower. And while we were standing there looking out of the window, we also saw the second plane circle that other tower and literally implode or explode. And it was the biggest fiery orange fireball that we had ever seen in our lives. But I remember standing there and just remembering that today we don't really have stress. We've got first world problems is what we have. And that on 9/11, in an instant, we went from living to surviving. 1 minute you're just living, you're enjoying life, and the next thing you're surviving. We're running down flights of stairs. We were evacuated by boat over to New Jersey to a military shelter. I don't know if y'all remember, transportation shut down, restaurants and all of that. We were roaming the streets just looking for food and water after the military shelter had made an announcement that they were out of basics like water. So if I can encourage you to do anything at all as it relates to this day, is one, stay close to God, because our lives is just, it's such a blessing, but our lives are also just a mist that any small thing could happen to us. And so on top of staying close to God, keep your stress low. God is bigger than all of this. God is so much bigger. And from a practical standpoint, you can see that I'm outside taking a little walk. From a practical standpoint, do things like short walks, moderate pace, not too fast. Remember, when your heart rate goes above 140-ish, you are slowing down. You're slowing your fat burn to a crawl. But moderate exercise, taking little walks, supplements, GABA. I mentioned GABA because it gives us great sleep. If you want to sleep, GABA is something. L-theanine is another. But also, GABA keeps the nervous system calm. Just like magnesium keeps the nervous system calm. Pumpkin seed extract that I mentioned in my earlier video, it keeps the nervous system calm. These are things that can reduce anxiety, keep you calm, and just make a choice to trust God and not focus on the stressful things that come into our lives, but to really focus on the power of God to save us. And 24 years ago, I walked away from a day that I just didn't think I was going to make it through. And I just feel blessed. So I stepped outside to take a little walk and to really just to reflect on what was lost that day, and to reflect on how today I have children and grandchildren and all of the things, because it was destiny that I continued to live. But to watch the plane hit the building, to watch that second building fall out of my window, I will never, ever, 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 ever forget what it was like on that day where the whole world stopped and we all were in a mode of survival. But God bless America. God bless us all. Keep your stress low. It's critical to your health. It's critical to reducing cancer risk. It's critical to reducing brain disorders. It's critical to all functions in your body. Liver, if you don't want cortisol pulsing through your body, keep it down. That cortisol will create belly fat. Anyway, thanks everybody for dropping in just to hear a little bit of my story. Have a great day. Love you all. Bye.